Good morning. What are you guys doing way back there? Why don't you guys come on up to the front here? Yeah, let's do this. Parked here at the scale. What's it called? Red Rock scale. Just south of Prince George. It is 17 degrees Celsius outside. 10:17 in the morning. And I got all my videos shot for the coming up week. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So today's Thursday. And I don't have to shoot any videos other than bonus video here. No video tomorrow. Southbound on Highway 97 from Red Rock scale. So I thought it was going to be a short week. Originally I had talked to the boss and go, hey, could I get Thursday, Friday off? I go, no big deal if not. I'd like to be at least home Friday afternoon and make sure I'm home early. Because I'm on vacation next week, a week from now, for you guys. Cruise control, engine brakes are on. Cruise control automatically takes over engine brakes if I leave them on. Yeah, cruise control will apply engine brakes as needed. Doesn't work for heavy loads, but when we're running empty like this, I'll just let cruise control do everything. So yeah, Monday's video coming up is, well, you guys get to see those excavators that I talked about on yesterday's video that obviously didn't show up anywhere because I was dumb. You guys see 3 cameras? Not just 3 cameras, 3 brand new spanking shiny cameras. I know I still had the old one for the dash cam. I'm like, you know what? If I'm getting 2 new cameras because I was an idiot, might as well get 3 new cameras. Because the only one I had left was the lowest quality one, the oldest one. I'm like, forget this. While I'm out there buying, I'll go on a shopping spree and have all 3 cameras exactly the same quality. I don't have to try so hard in the photo editing program to make the colors and lighting match between the 2 cameras or the 3 cameras. Now, I just hit record. All 3 cameras are recording in approximately the same lighting. The autofocus does change. Like, for example, the hood cam has a dark hood on it, so it'll make the background brighter. The trailer cam has a really bright trailer on it. It's going to make the background a little darker. So it does change a little bit like that, but you know what? It's much closer. It's good enough for me. I'm not going to no longer try to color correct. It's going to make editing so much easier. So yeah, 3 brand new cameras that we could not afford, but my stupidity, warranted it. So yes, the trailer cam, I'm only doing, so the coming up week here, I'm only doing 1 outdoor camera because I do not have the proper mounts. I don't have the aluminum mounts yet. I don't have the aluminum cases yet, so I can't put tethers on everything yet. But I do have 1 plastic case, so I'm risking 1 camera, but that plastic case is pretty strong. And taking the other mounts from the other cameras I bought, mixing them together, I can actually mount that camera from 2 points and put a tether on the second point. So there's a low chance of actually losing that camera. And I've got no extensions. There's no mount extensions. It is just directly mounted onto the camera mount. So there's very little things that can fail. So this week We do have one outdoor camera and then 2 indoor cameras coming up. But yes, anyway, Monday's video, driving those excavators. I think we just left Penticton to Oliver type of a video. Tuesday, what did I shoot? Oh, Tuesday special, guys. Tuesday is super special. You guys have been asking for it. Jess wasn't with me, so the cameras aren't the greatest camera selection, but I have a loading video. So Tuesday video, half the video is real-time actual loading a trailer. It's a US load, so there's no belly wrapping. So we'll do another loading video in the future where we have a full Canadian load or even the wide load. But I asked the forklift driver, it's like, hey, you mind shooting or you mind if I shoot the video for YouTube while you load me? He goes, yeah, sure. No problem. He goes, while you're at it, do you have a sticker for my hard hat? Because I've changed hard hats, so if I could have one of your stickers. If you guys want one of the stickers, just hit the join button for $5 a month. You don't have to do it for 1 month. It basically pays for the sticker in the mail. And then email me your address. I'll send you a sticker as well. So I'm like, yeah, here's a sticker. I just go, any chance can I put a camera in the forklift? I've got a suction cup here, and you can put it wherever you want, out of your way, inside the forklift. So it's not the greatest shot, but he goes, yeah, sure. Grabs the camera, and he mounted it in the forklift. So we have forklift point of view loading my trailer. I kind of jumped between the 3 cameras. One camera was on my helmet, one camera was on the forklift, the other camera was the rear-facing camera I had on the back of the cab. So that's Tuesdays. I'm excited about that one. We'll see what people think of it, because it's been highly requested. Wednesday's video is driving from Okanogan, Washington to Canadian border, empty. Thursday's video is leaving Penticton with some fuel tanks or oil tanks, whatever they use them for. The rear-facing camera. And then Friday's video is the fuel tanks went from Penticton to Trail, and then I loaded at Klesnikov, or KMT, so Klesnikov Mass Timber, 2 different mills, and delivered that up way up north here to Prince George. I thought after those tanks my week might be done because it's pretty close to my request of Thursday, Friday off. Then I got a phone call while I was in Trail. This goes, so I have a load. I know you requested Thursday, Friday off, but I've got a load that's kind of high priority. Would you be willing to take it? It does mean you won't get your Thursday off. You might not even get your whole Friday off. I'm like, okay, what is it? Where's it going? How fast are they at unloading me? He goes, yeah, they unload pretty quick, usually within the hour. I'm like, okay, I'll take it all the way to Prince George. That's why we're coming back from Prince George. And I'm like, under one condition. If you do not have a load in Prince George, I am not sitting around. I'm just driving home. He goes, fair enough. He goes, I'll send you back home empty unless I find a load along the way. So I unloaded here. Still didn't see a trip in my trip sheet. So I emailed the boss and go, headed home unless you stop me along the way somewhere. Got an email back almost instantly. All right. If I don't contact you, just drop by West Kelowna, drop your trailer off in the yard so another driver can use that trailer. Have a good vacation unless I contact you. He goes, I'll keep looking for loads on the way south. So Quesnel, 100 Mile House, Kamloops, any kind of loads going south to the Okanagan that I could deliver tomorrow morning. Or even if a load that a different truck driver could deliver next week. But he goes, if I don't contact you, have a great vacation. So I'm headed home, waiting for that contact. I'll drop by West Kelowna. Can I still take the connector highway if I do that? I'll have to look at a map when I stop for a break to see which route is the best. Do I take the connector and loop back a little bit, or do I drive through Vernon and head down that way? We'll see which one's better. So yeah, I'm kind of excited about this week's videos coming up. So Friday's video is going to be quite smoky because that video's from, I never said what video that was it? From just outside of Kamloops westbound to Cache Creek, and it's a little smokier than now. It's a bit of a smokier video. It's kind of clear here today. It was smokier yesterday. It's the forest fires from Alberta moving all the smoke over down here. So yeah, Alberta's in poor shape as far as forest fires. Same with the very northeast corner of British Columbia, also very poor shape as far as forest fires. Unfortunately, there was a road closure yesterday along 97 here in Alexandria. It was a fatality. A road truck, like a dump truck, a small little 2-axle dump truck, you know, those, lost a wheel. And hit a pickup towing a camper trailer, and lost control of that vehicle, went into the ditch, and there's a cliff down on both sides. And unfortunately, there was one fatality that was confirmed. I'm sure that dump truck, if it recently had tires changed, if they didn't do a retorque, that driver's going to be responsible. That might become a manslaughter charge. So hopefully the driver did all things right and did a proper retorque, did a pre-trip on the vehicle. So a dump truck like this, but a smaller one with only 2 axles, like with only 1 axle on the back and then the steers. Small little dump truck like that. Smaller than these. So yeah, the road was closed from 2 p.m. till 8:30. I showed up around 3:30, so I sat there. No, after that. No. That's when I first started hearing news about it. It's more like 4:30 by the time I showed up. So I sat there for quite a few hours. I just hit the sleeper button and I went and took a nap. Told the other drivers around me, if I'm sleeping and the line starts moving, just honk your horn, please. Wake me up. Ooh, no blinky there, huh? Must be out of blinker fluid. thinking that the road going through Vernon is probably quite a bit longer. I think it would still be best, especially empty. Was it last weekend when we took the hard way? The bonus video, I think we took the hard way. Or was that 2 weeks ago by now? Can't remember. Really hard climb. I might do that, especially since we're completely empty. It'll be just super fast. Do that, take the connector. I think I'll just do that. And go to West Kelowna, drop the trailer. Head home. GPS says that's 9 hours of drive time. I have 11 hours of drive time. 2 hours to spare. Still plenty enough time to drop the trailer and still make it home. I'll probably get home around like 9 p.m. That works for me. Classic car. Why are we hitting the brakes there, car? What do you know that I don't know? I don't know this road very well, so. Still not sure what the car knew that I don't. Ah, there's a 60 ahead. We're slowing down early. Okay. Thanks, car. I would have had to actually use brakes to get down to 60. But since you slowed me down, the engine brakes on an empty load has no problem slowing me down. Welcome to Hixson. Hixon. Yeah, and then a week from now, vacation videos will be interesting. Aluminum extensions should be in. Just should be getting those today. The aluminum case is not, though, so I have to see what we can come up with. Load securement or tethers. Or might just be with one external camera on vacation, which might be fine. Jess doesn't know this, so don't tell her. Oh wait, by the time you guys see this video, we've already done vacation. Perfect. Okay. We are going to go to Moon Crater. Or is it Moon Craters in Idaho? It's such a fresh lava flow. I mean, it's probably hundreds of thousands of years old, but such a fresh lava flow, though, that there's no grass, no sagebrush, nothing growing on top of it. And you can actually go walk into the cone of a volcano. So I intend to shoot some video over there, so look for that video in 2 weeks from now. 2 weeks? 1 week from now. A week and a bit from now. And then we're going to do some hiking in some beautiful cliffs in Oregon. Expect a video of that, and the rest of the videos should just be travel videos. So I'll see how we mix it together. If we can't shoot enough video, we'll throw in some extra videos I have shot in the past. But I suspect we'll find enough road trip time to shoot videos of us. So, and then 2 weeks back on the road trucking. So I don't know if Jess will be coming with us then right away. Did I miss the 100? Oh yeah, yep, I see it behind us. I see the reduced to 60 behind us in the mirror, so I missed the 100. I'm sure it was there. I just didn't see it. I'm hungry. Well, there's no chips, there's no cookies, there's no granola bars within arm's reach. I guess I'll just have to wait. It's one of the rules. Never keep snacks within arm's reach. Or else you just keep snacking, right? And all of a sudden I'll weigh 300 pounds. I think I'm 240 pounds right now. I don't look 240 because I am 6 feet and 2 inches tall. Is it 6'2" or 6'3"? I think I'm 6'2". I can't even remember. I'm fairly tall. It's something that a lot of you guys are surprised at when you first see me. You go, oh, you're taller than expected. When you're that tall, you can hide 240 pounds a lot easier. This highway is so grooved. It's like autopilot. The truck steers itself. These perfect ruts that the semi tracks have made. I could, with cruise control, just let it run in the ruts. I could get up and go to the back and make myself a sandwich and come back to the front and still be good. Or upside down in the ditch dead, but yeah, whatever. Yeah, it's getting a little smokier this way. The first time I drove up here to Prince George, I thought I'd be driving in mountains, but it's pretty flat over here. The mountains are older, smaller, eroded mountains, so it's pretty much just trees and trees and trees. If you ever want to ask the question, should I take Highway 16, Highway 1, or Highway 3 through the mountains? If you take Highway 16, expect to see a lot of trees. There's some beautiful scenery in the Jasper area, but the rest of the drive is just going to be trees. Trees and trees and more trees. So, while the Jasper area is super, super, super scenic, I think overall Highway 1 is more scenic the whole way through. So first timer, I highly recommend Highway 1. Highway 16 and Highway 3 would be less impressive. try to do the highway east to west, so you're coming from out of Alberta into the mountains. It's a little more awe-inspiring from that direction. In my opinion. The other thing I've started doing with the rear trailer cam or the rear facing cam is connecting the camera to my phone, but that only works if the camera is right up on the back cab. So if it's rear facing, I can connect it to the phone through Wi-Fi, but if it's 10 feet back from on the trailer, it struggles connecting, and definitely not connected to the trailer or to the camera all the way on the back right now. But I can see this camera in my rear view mirror, so I feel a little safer. Yeah, on Monday I had some tires swapped out on the trailer. Some bolts replaced on the rail. Pressure washed out the AC unit on the back of the cab. It looks like an IQ or IO that you guys mention all the time. Pressure washed that radiator out. Man, there's a lot of road grime mud in there. Tried to fire it up and it was stone cold dead. Nothing. Like, well, I won't be using that until Chop figures it out. If it gets really, really, really hot, what I would do is idle the truck for a couple of minutes, get the truck nice and cool, and then shut it off, and then have a fan blowing in the back. I'm not a person that likes to have it really cold in the truck anyway, so the sucker's not going to lose a lot of money to me idling unless it's super, super hot. Yeah, no blinker on there either. Guess he has a shortage of blinker fluid up here or something. Little bit of farmland among the trees. I didn't get great sleep last night. Because of the long delay on the highway, I got to Prince George quite late and all the truck stops were completely full. So I got on the radio and say, hey, where are some places you can, secret truck parking places. And I found one. And I made the mistake of parking near the end of that road instead of like way down in the middle of that road. Because at the end of the road, we're parked next to a railroad. No big deal. I can sleep next to a railroad. What I can't do is sleep next to a railroad at an intersection where the train honks their horn every time they drive by, and that happened like 6 or 7 times overnight, so that kind of sucked. No better for next time. And of course the rear trailer cam is tethered as well. So I can see it. It's mounted without any extensions and it's tethered. Road work ahead. No blinking lights. No reduced speed limit anywhere. Another vehicle. Oh, looks like they're pulling the trees. They've cut trees and they're pulling them out of the ditch to get shredded or something. I'm not sure. No flashing yellow beacons there. Oh, there's a bobcat down there. And it looks like he's got a stump grinder on the front. And he's grinding up all the trees. That's what they're working on. Basically, they've cut the trees underneath the power line there. Wait, that's not even a power line, is it? The power line's on the other side, so that would make this side the phone line, internet line, the cable line, all of that stuff. It's weird that they have separate poles for that. Usually they're on the same line. Oversized excavator. Trees. We're about 30 kilometers from Quesnel. Now with no load on the back, there's no legal requirements for me to stop at all. I can just drive like a normal car would. I don't have to stop to do a load secure. Although would the camera count as a load? Would I legally have to secure that load? We could make that case, I think. heard those aero trucks are no longer speed limited to 95 kilometers per hour. That's kind of nice. They were always so annoying on the highway, impeding traffic. The company thought it'd be safe if they limited the speed limit to 95 on those trucks, but the speed limit's 100. So no matter where you go in, there's always a long lineup behind those aero trucks, and you had these four-wheelers doing some sketchy stuff trying to get by them. So it actually made it less safe. So they removed the speed limit of 95 on them. Although we're catching up to a aero truck right now. Maybe it's just the new trucks that don't have a speed limiter. The old trucks might still have them as they slowly go through the trucks. Truck up front, and then there's a fuel truck behind them. That might not be a fuel truck, but a tanker. And then a logging truck in front of that, and a van truck in front of that. So we got 4 rigs in front of us. Then there's me, and then there's another rig that's caught up behind us. So that's that 6 rig convoy here right now. Got ourselves a convoy. Empty aero truck headed south. Oh, no, I misread that. Nope. It's not a van up front. That is the aero. The logging truck is between the 2 trucks. So there's 3 in front of me, 1 behind me. So that's 5 truck convoy. Fuel, hazardous goods, flammable, number 3 on it. So basically gasoline and diesel. Slow down just a little bit. Let all these cars go. All right, 20 kilometers to Quesnel. Does that make this a long video? I really want to go to Quesnel. Get at least one town in for you guys. I don't think Hickson actually counted. Hush Lake rest area. Well, if you're going to pull in there with a big rig, you better hope you're the only big rig in there and there's not a bunch of RVs in there, because it's a tight rest area. And you don't know until you're in there because it's in the trees, so. And the mosquitoes. Wee-hoo, mosquitoes. We've got the next slow truck. Also an Aero truck. But nothing to do, might not have anything to do with speed limit, but the fact that they're Super Bs, so they have to go up and down a hill slower. They're fully loaded Super B, you've got to take it easy up and down these hills. Slow down for this slide area. It's part of the highway that's slowly sliding down the cliff. They keep filling it up with gravel and then repaving it, and then it just keeps sliding down. Slow migration down to the bottom of the valley. They just keep filling gravel up over here. You can see the big dip. That's the section that's just slowly moving. Right there. We're in the slide. I'd hate to be right there during an earthquake. So I feel during an earthquake that's just going down the mountain. Sure come up on these trucks fast. Kilometers to Quesnel. As long as the battery makes it, we'll keep going right through Quesnel. Quite a few bug splats on my window, so hopefully the trailer cam isn't splattered with bugs yet. Catching up with us. Can you get here before the lane ends? Slow down a bit for you. Gonna do it. I don't think so. Hanging out back there. All right. Tomorrow I'm going to empty out everything in the pickup and start packing everything up. Take pictures of everything we pack into the truck so we have proof that we entered the US with those things, especially cameras and all the electronics, anything that looks new, to prove we didn't buy it in the US. That way we don't have to pay taxes coming back into Canada. I think most of the stuff I have receipts for that I can pull up. It's always something you have to consider when you're going on vacation. You buy yourself a brand new camera or a brand new snorkel or a brand new bathing suit before going on vacation. Keep proof that you did not buy that while on vacation, because if you cannot prove it, you will have to pay export duties and taxes, or import duties and taxes, when you come back home into your country. At least that's the way it works when you come back into Canada. You got to pay Canadian taxes or duties on everything that you're bringing with. To a certain limit. You're allowed to buy, if you're across in the US for 24 hours, you're allowed to bring a certain amount of dollars worth. 48 hours, a certain amount of money's worth. So there is a certain amount of money value you can bring back without paying the duties. think what I'll do is I'll lay everything out on the pavement beside the pickup, take out my cell phone and just shoot a video of us at home, proof of our address, and then walk by and just show a video of all the things that we're bringing with us. Does that type of stuff happen? Not often, not really. It's happened to me once. I was accused of smuggling a camera across the border. I'm like, no sir. Bought this camera 6 months ago. And I'm not smuggling it across. Yes, it's worth this many hundreds of dollars. Well, where'd you buy it? Oh, I bought it in such and such a state in the US. So you are smuggling it in. I'm like, no. We were in the US for 3 months. It was below the amount of money that I had to pay duty on it. So I cannot prove I paid duty on it because I did not pay duty on it. It was below that number. I did not have to pay duty on it. Bit of a jackwagon, but eventually he let me go without having to pay me or without having to pay him any extra. Every now and then you can have someone with a power trip, right? Welcome to Quesnel. You don't pronounce the S in the town name. Is the scale open? Digital sign for the scale says closed. Hammer down. Scale's on the left hand side there. Slept there a couple of times. And of course A&W right there, of course. It's like, have to sleep over here. Guess what's going to be supper? I could make my own food in the truck, or I could just walk to the A&W. Kenworth dealership up here. Had to stop in there a couple times too. Blinky lights here, slow her down. Fountain tire next to Cal Tire. I've pulled into that Cal Tire a couple times too. Smell the pulp mill. She's pretty rich. Pretty pretty stagnant, rich smell there. If you live in Quesnel, you got used to that smell, but it's not a pleasant smell. electro pass on the left-hand side. Fuel up there quite often. They've got DEF there now, which is nice. I'm at half a tank of DEF because the Esso I fueled up in Prince George didn't have a DEF. It was out of order. I'm like, it's fine. I filled up DEF last time, so basically when I fill up diesel, every other time I fill up diesel, I have to fill up DEF. DEF, what is DEF? It's a anti-pollution thing. Diesel exhaust fluid, DEF. Basically, it's a carbon burning thing to put less carbon out into the environment. What we just need to do is turn the diesel engines into more efficient engines so that we burn all the carbon in the engine instead of catching the carbon in a filter and then burning the filter clean. That'd be the way to do it. I do like that Quinell has all these flowers along the sidewalk. Just gives that town right away the little bit more cleaner, friendlier vibe.
In 400 meters, turn left on Caribou Highway.
No. I'm not going to do that. Those are bad directions. See the old bridge. Old trestle bridge.
Turn left at the traffic light.
I don't think I'm going to, no. Old trestle bridge is now a walkway. Stopped way back here because these two were kind of jaywalking. Old water wheel over here on display. Looks like some steam engines over there on display as well. Bit of an outdoor museum. Free daytime RV parking. Nice. Try to remember that. Daytime, so you can't spend the night there, but
In 400 meters, keep left to Davie Street.
Park your RV and walk into downtown. If I turned where Garmin told me to turn, we would have come out over here. This route that I took, it requires less sharp corners. Actually, no sharp corners, which is much easier with a big rig. across the river here. This would be the Fraser River. Almost called it the Columbia. I'm like, nope, it's definitely not the right one. Climb out of the bowl. If you live on the top out of the bowl, they call this the bowl, the bottom of the valley here. If you live on the top out of the bowl, you don't get that pulp mill smell. So if I were to live in Quesnel, I would want to move up at the top here. Split into two. Down in the bottom of the valley and on top of the valley. There's a BMX, or not a BMX, downhill mountain biking downhill trail in there. That was cool. Okay, that sign said 80. They didn't cover the 80, so technically I could do 80 right now and win that in court, even though they said 50 for this construction zone. I do get a waive for actually doing the speed limit, or the construction speed limit. Be hungry because everything's looking tasty. I think I'll pull over here somewhere, end the video, put a burger on the grill in the back, drive half an hour down the road and have myself some lunch. Well guys, I'm going to call it here. We're kind of right on the outskirts of the south end of town. A defunct mall, Maple Park Mall, that's just dead. There's nothing there. Good place to have an emergency if you can't find parking, then park in the mall there. Two birds with one stone here. I'm gonna honk at my boss's parents as I drive by them and end the video right there. So thank you guys so much for supporting me. I really, really appreciate all the income you guys are adding to my YouTube here. It's letting us buy these fancy, nice cameras. So thank you. I am out of here. You guys rock.